This is Sandworld in Weymouth, and it's the UK's only major sand sculptural exhibition. And the sheer scale of some of the works is just absolutely amazing. The theme generally this year is about film and the cinema, but there's also a political element as well. The one thing that is so interesting is that the amount of detail that the sculptors put into these works. They may be 5 meters tall, but they're tiny, tiny little elements that have been carved into the sand, and it will remain here until the end of the season. And to find out more, I should be speaking with Mark Anderson. Mark, what I find most astonishing is the sheer scale of the exhibits.
Yes, that was one of the reasons that I wanted to create Sandworld. So when I've been to the events around the world, we're working on a massive scale, very similar to this, and it's different from the sculptures on the beach. The sculptures on the beach are about 30 feet away from you, so you don't actually get a really good idea of how big they are. Whereas here, you're 2 feet away from them and you're looking up, and it's one of the great things about being able to do what we do here is that scale, yes.
Sort of going back to your history and where you started with your grandfather. What was it like, working with him?
Well, I was a young man, so I was 22 when I first asked him if I could be his apprentice, and he was very patient with me. He understood that I would come to him when I needed his advice and help, and until then he would just let me get on with what I was doing. So it worked really well, and yeah, he taught me the basics, and then just let me develop my own at my own pace.
You take on commercial commissions as well, don't you?
That's right.
So what sort of commissions have you undertaken in the past, and where have you constructed them?
That's a good question. Yeah, so since I've started, there's lists and lists of different companies who've used our skills to promote themselves, and so we've done things like St. Paul's Cathedral, up next to St. Paul's Cathedral on a miniature scale, and then various car companies have used us to reproduce their latest vehicle. We did Windsor Castle for when the Queen and Prince Philip visited us about 10 years ago. And yeah, I think I've done a few things like in Hamleys or Selfridges. They've used sand sculpture to promote whatever it is. So yeah, that's and then a couple of years ago we were out in Saudi Arabia. In fact, we were doing an exhibition there for they were doing a festival.
You did a giant hotel on the beach
That's
as well,
right.
didn't you?
We did actually.
A booking company.
That's right. Yeah, it was the world's first sand hotel. That was quite a thing. It was 1,000 tons of sand. It was we built it as it was a 1 million star hotel because it didn't have a roof, and when you slept there at night, you looked up and there were the heavens above. Yeah, that was an amazing thing. I was getting calls from, again, all around the world because it was a world's first sand hotel. There's Donatis, who's from Lithuania. He's here with us at the moment. He's working on the Iron Giant, which was a story by Ted Hughes, one that I remember very fondly from when I was a child.
But this particular sand, the sand that's, obviously this comes from our local beach here.
Yeah.
So what, in terms of carving it, do you find it easy to carve? Do you find it hard to carve?
Yeah, this one is easy. Easy, yeah. It's very, it's easy. Yeah, and yeah, I can make small details in this it's like it's not like dust, but yeah, this is easy. It's not so much clay inside. It's not stable, but for details, yeah.
And there's a few other things. We've got Guardian of the Galaxy and Star Wars, and there's the Mandalorian. So yeah, something for everyone this year. What we've built here is something that I kind of dreamed about doing, and then actually putting it into practice was far more than I'd ever anticipated. So fortunately, David has the business brain behind us, and then my family have been there every step of the way, supporting us and doing everything they can to make it work. And also the staff. We've got really great staff here, and they've over the years they've made the experience for visitors something quite special. And then the visitors themselves, we had such great feedback over the years. All the local businesses, they send people our way because they appreciate what we have here. It's something quite unique, especially in this country.
For those that love science fiction, this is part of a Doctor Who sculpture done by Lisa Lindquist, and this is the new Doctor Who.